Wake the up, samurai. We're playing Cyberpunk again. That's right, folks. It's not, 2020? That when that game came out?
Christmas is coming. It's December 2020.
Yeah, look at that. Welcome to a GI one-off video. I am Alex Stadnik. I have quite the crew with me today. I got Blake Hester. Hello.
Is this an okay video to talk about why I think Keanu Reeves is a terrible actor?
We'll get there. And then Marcus Stewart also here. Hello, sir.
Hello. You're not wrong about the Keanu thing, but I don't think that's a controversial statement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Today, gents, we are looking at the next-gen upgrade for Cyberpunk 2077. That's right. We are back in Night City, showing off all of the new updates that they made here. We only played about half an hour of the new stuff, so we're learning some stuff as we go along too. But I think this is a good opportunity to show off first the visuals.
Very gray.
Very gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do, once this rain stops, I think the colors start to pop a little bit more. And that was actually one of my main gripes with one of my many main gripes with the first release of this, right? Was that it felt like there was this weird like filter over everything that made it like kind of burnt or like overly lit and that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
Well, have you ever been to California? That's what it's like.
True, actually, Minnesota is usually pretty gray around this time of year. So
first and foremost, Alex, what are you playing this on?
So I'm playing this on Xbox Series X. That's what I played the original one on as well, right? But it didn't have the updates yet. So this is the first true next gen experience of this, which. It has been a long time since I've played this game because I fell off. That we're about 10 to 15 hours in at this point in my save, so spoilers for that. But yeah, I don't know. What is your guys' experience? What are you seeing here? That kind of stuff.
So I put in not like pretty comparable to you. I played Cyberpunk at launch, also on Xbox. I played on Xbox One X, which is kind of the platforms you heard the least about. Those half-step consoles where it was like weird middle ground of like, it's not as bad as the base last-gen version, but not as good as next-gen and PC. And had a decent time with it, but definitely had my share of bugs and problems and bounced off of it after maybe like 7 or 8 hours, especially because there was just other big games that came out around that time. I don't know if people remember. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather wait for this to be fixed up instead of trying to juggle this with other games that work better. So I have not revisited this game since probably January of 2021. Okay. And I've been waiting for this patch to come out. I watched a little bit of the stream that aired earlier today. Some of the improvements they showed off looked promising. It was like, okay, that's stuff that I want to hear. I question the timing of dropping this. They couldn't have picked a busier time of the of the year to say like, hey, our giant open world game is good now. Hope you're not playing any of those right now.
Yeah,
so
for real.
I don't know when I'll actually sit down to play this in the midst of everything else coming out, but I'm glad that it's finally here.
For sure. Blake, how about you?
What's up? I think Cyberpunk 2077 is a good ass game. I played it. I beat it. I put like 30 hours into it or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The ending I got was dog shit, but I don't know. I think this game's rad. We weren't allowed to talk about it because of all the controversy or whatever, but this is a cool game. I'm excited to play it again.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, you are going to play this again now with the upgrade?
No, I'm going to play I'm going to play like 45 minutes just to be like, oh yeah, it looks a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be the whole thing. But I'll tell you, Cyberpunk will always hold a very special place in my heart. Because I remember... the game
or the genre?
No, I don't really care about the genre. The game, because while I was playing Cyberpunk is when I found my dog Reagan. And I remember the first nights I had her, she sat in my lap while I would play Cyberpunk.
I didn't know that.
The depravity that was going on screen and the choices you were making.
Yeah, she was like, man, there's a lot of naked people. And I said, well, I just got it like that.
Yeah. So a couple of the things I want to highlight here, quickly. Some of the main points they hit on as far as it comes to the upgrade is completely reworked perk trees, which we'll show off in a bit here. Combat changes to AI, which I'm showing off now. I don't remember either way if the AI was really good or really bad in my first playthrough, but here they definitely served up a nice challenge. Bad, you say?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Driving, which we showed a little bit of the motorcycle driving earlier, but we'll also show car driving. Motorcycle definitely handles a lot better than the car. I still ran into a bunch of people, but maybe that was just me being bad. Very well could be. I didn't get a sense if the city felt more populated yet, but that's something they hit on, that they wanted it to feel a little bit more natural, right? Another thing, the economy of the world, they've updated as well, so you get more cash for completing challenges and quests and whatnot. Your home, which we'll show in a little bit, also gets an upgrade. And then finally, Easy Estates, which according to West LeBlanc is a new app on your computer. And with it, you can change your apartment's aesthetic and you can find new apartments to rent. So we don't go too much into that, but that's kind of the general checklist of everything. Like I said, visually, I think I can tell a difference. I don't feel like there's as much of that sheen or that, burnout in the imagery.
Yeah, 'cause I remember having to turn that stuff off when I played.
For real.
I turned off all those filters because
Oh
in the way.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. And then when you turned the game off, it would turn the filters all back on, and you would have to do it every time you booted up the game. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
With
and-
so much time removed, I only remember the good things about Cyberpunk.
Yeah. And I want to ask, since we are kind of in a combat-heavy section, one of the things that CD Projekt Red, as you murder that guy in Cold Blood, they talked about how the AI is supposedly smarter in combat, that they'll like take cover better, and they just behave more intelligently. Did you get I know it's kind of hard to tell when you're just diving in and playing a couple of skirmishes, but did you get a feel that they felt better, like AI-wise, fighting them?
So I'm gonna be honest and answer your question. I'm gonna give you twofold.
Okay.
Thanks for being honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think yes, that I definitely sensed more of a challenge. I don't know if that's because I hadn't played in a while. You know what I mean? If it was my own goofs, my own
Right.
that was causing it. But in the section I drive to up here soon, they did kind of start to swarm in a way that I don't remember, right? And they started to kind of surround me. Y'all in the comments are going to call me bad at driving in this section. That's
Please
okay.
do.
Please do. Yeah. Alex
I mean,
Stadnik,
everyone's a
Game
bad
Informer.
driver in these big cities. Let's be honest.
True. But I definitely, I didn't feel like I could just walk into the situations I was in and just totally run show,
Okay.
Which, I'm all for a little bit more challenging sections. So I like that.
Yeah. One of the most interesting things to me, and I don't know if you show it off in this footage, is that they completely revamped the skill tree. Like I was looking at it, and yeah, it's totally different. They say it's streamlined, it's better, and they even took out skills that were present in the original game. So they were saying like, oh, if you have a save and you had some skill points in something, everything will be unequipped. You'll have to re-spend your skill points because maybe something that you unlocked before just isn't in the game anymore. I guess skills that either people didn't like or didn't use, they just took them out, which I think is that's pretty big of a big change, I should say.
Yeah.
But I think a smart one. At least they didn't take your points away. They're just like, redistribute them in this new tree. But
I liked the messaging around it too. They said this time we tried making it comprehensible.
yeah,
We
I
really messed
remember that
up
old skill
last
tree.
time.
Yeah, that old skill tree. From what I remember of it, I remember not being really a big fan of it.
It was a disaster.
Oh, it was
it was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know what I was working towards. Like, what is?
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'll get this.
Yeah, right.
It
We
seems a lot
do show that
simplified.
in a little bit. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Night
Yeah.
City looks great, man. I'm gonna have a hot take here on this NGT and say one of my favorite cities in a video game is Night City.
Oh,
I
why,
love it.
Why? Why do you like it
It's
so much?
just like it has such a wonderful sense of scale. Like it feels games, big cities in lots of games, but I never feel that the architecture is kind of like consuming me in a way that real cities do, where I'm like kind of aware of how tiny a little person I am.
Yeah.
But Night City just has this absolute monstrous scale to it that I've always like really loved. Just kind of like, maybe that's the first person perspective, honestly, but I often would just take the camera and crane it around and be like, it's big around here. Oh man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think now with the better sheen, right? I think it helps that experience too. And
Yeah.
as you've seen in this gameplay, it's not devoid of visual hitches, right? We saw some pop in of shadows and stuff like that already. But like, I definitely, I feel this is a cleaner look for this game and a more vibrant look, which is which was kind of a bummer when that first came out, right? It was because like you were expecting this, like what Blake explained, right, but not washed out and drab, So
Yeah.
I don't remember it feeling drab to me. That's interesting. I wonder if my TV is just
better. Are you gonna flex on me in here? Yeah.
I've seen your TV. Mine's like at least 7 years older than yours, so maybe it just had
oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, maybe it fixed some things in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get back to this at some point, especially because like even before this giant update, they had been releasing other improvements over the last like year plus, like even things like making those stupid phone calls occur less. Like that's something they fixed on, because I only brought that up because I saw the little lady pop up on the screen. It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing that is less annoying now, which again gets me really excited. So like, all right, I want to play what I guess was the original vision of this game. I don't know if it'll ever live up to the hype, pre-release hype of whatever I guess we all had our own ideas of what we thought this would be or wanted this to be before it came out. But oh wow, that guy's sorry, I was distracted by the way that guy was juking there. But if nothing else, I'm glad that it's just closer to that.
Yeah, I think this is a more, like you said, a closer vision to what CD Projekt had. I think there's, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I go back and really explore this, right? But I think this half an hour that I played was encouraging.
It looks
in
fun.
that way, and it's just I think if this was April when this came out, right? Like, okay, yeah, and maybe I restart this save, right? But just with so much out right now, I find it hard to.
Yeah, 3 days before Horizon, a week before Elden Ring.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, "Here's your Cyberpunk."
I want to play this game right now.
Do it. You want to do it? Boot it up. See if you do.
Nah, I got to do this stupid video.
Oh, there he is.
I'm
All
busy.
Right. So we went back to the apartment here. Nothing's really changed here. I haven't done any additions.
No, there was a table in the middle that's not there anymore. I think there was a table. I think there was a table right there. I swear, I do.
Addition by subtraction, I suppose.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's the same thing. You walk up to your mirror.
Are you wearing clothes? My character was always naked. Not like intentionally, like it was a bug. Okay, you got clothes on.
I got clothes on.
Yeah, I hope they fixed the bug where like V's package would phase through his pants.
That's the bug. That's the only bug they should have kept in there, actually.
Yeah, I can dig it.
But yeah, there's supposed to be like new customization options now, right? With the mirror, I think you're showing it off now.
And and then you can totally change your character mid game or whenever you want to, instead of it being locked in. So
are you making the Joker? What is this?
I wanted to have his moment. He
just starts putting on clown makeup.
Yeah,
that's gonna be me rebooting up Cyberpunk 2077, putting on my clown makeup, going back in.
I can't believe we're doing this again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looks nice though. Nice eyebrows. Okay.
Yeah. Look at get the grills on, maybe. Yeah, there we go.
Oh God, Alex.
I know.
This is a crime against man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, V's a criminal technically, so
this is true. Finally, here we're going to show off the new skill tree, like Marcus said, and like I said, this is a new.
Oh, it's it's a little better.
Yes, I wasn't completely fixed, but
it's more readable.
Yeah, but it's like if you read a book with only 35% misspellings of every word. It's like, well, it's better than the 75% that they had.
It's like the SparkNotes version of a Tolkien book.
Yeah, written by a drunk guy.
But I would much rather have this than whatever that was before.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you putting in some points here. Looks like you can still kind of like build a V to your liking. Like I don't think it lost any of its like customization, or at least the ability to kind of craft a specific type of character.
Yeah.
It just seems like they consolidated a lot of stuff and kind of trimmed the fat.
Yeah, definitely. So I think finishing this up here, like we talked about, is this enough to get everyone back in? I think if there was new story content, maybe I would give this even more of a shot. But, I think the additions we have here are nice. It definitely gets me a little more interested, but we'll see. When it comes to, March and April, maybe I'll pick this back up again. So any parting thoughts, gents, before we say goodbye?
Yeah. Like I said, I'll probably get to this maybe in the summertime, depending on what's going on then, but this seems like a good summer game. I'm glad it exists. Shout out to CD Projekt Red for at least, sticking with it and getting the game back up to, where it should have been at launch, Still no excuse for that. But hey, better late than never, and excited to check it out at some point.
Blake, how about you?
Closing thoughts?
Yeah.
The Converge song in Cyberpunk 2077 is so good.
I don't know how to punctuate this any better, so I won't. Thank you so much for watching. If you're curious about any of our old coverage of the old game, youtube.com/GameInformer, GameInformer.com to kind of see how far this has come. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Let's see how far we've come. That's instead of Matchbox 20, that's CD Projekt Red.